Deborah, you were going, you want, Deborah? No, I thought, I agreed with him a lot. Thank you.
So let's not go with the talking points. Let's remove talking points, right? I agree. But what we heard from that video, they mentioned rural hospitals. But over 100 since 2000, 140 rural hospitals have closed since 2010. There's been plenty of rural hospitals that have continued to close. Why? Because of low reimbursement. Right? This has been an issue with Obamacare, with the healthcare system, and I'm sure the people on the stage will want to know this to be fact, not a talking point. And we can talk about rural hospitals. I think the lady in that video was using that as a, pulling the heartstrings of people in rural America to think that, for you folks who probably vote for only red counties, it's the Republicans. To me, that was propaganda and a talking point. The truth is, I don't know if it's about illegals. I don't know what they're fighting about, really, honestly. They just need to open up the government and try to fix the healthcare system. So many people are hurting.
The reason that you had rural healthcare closing for all these years is because you remember Obamacare and how the Republican governors denied the Medicaid for their states. That would be why, the big part of the reason. There's always a reason that we can find for things happening other than just saying they're happening.
Do you mind if I say something real quick, Catherine? So I just looked this up, right? So under the Biden administration, they made investments under the USDA for emergency rural health care grants as part of their Investing in America agenda. They also opened rural residency programs to train doctors in certain settings. They expanded the federal funding towards these rural hospitals, and it was part of the Inflation Reduction Act. And then they made special outpatient rules for people that stayed in certain communities. And it allowed rural health clinics and providers more flexibility, money towards telehealth, their behavioral health integration systems to help lower the costs and maintain their service. It also talks about $50 billion that was put for rural health transformation program. So there was a lot of proposed and enacted bills that were to support the rural hospitals under the Biden administration.
Can I jump in and ask Patty a couple of questions? Or am I just okay?
Wait. Sorry, you can do it.
Scotty's not on the stage, Bella.
And I was going to say, Patty, don't forget there's another part to it. Another part to it is that they pulled a lot of money away when the Trump administration came in.
Yeah, I just did a Google search. It was that quick. If somebody wanted to know what was going on under each administration. They actually talk about Obama putting money towards rural hospitals. Now, Google what Trump did.
I don't have to Google what Trump did.
Okay, all right. Can I have? I mean, Lisa, it's been like an hour.
Bella.
I know, but that was really frustrating.
They haven't let her speak.
Yeah, like they kicked me off stage like 3 times.
That's why. And you still doing the same thing.
We're now on like the 6th topic.
No, Bella, but she didn't interrupt me. I was telling her to go ahead, actually, because I was doing something over here, basically, Bella. So I can't babysit the room like that. But go ahead, Bella. I don't know what's going on.
No, you need to get your mods under control. They're kicking me off stage when I was in queue. I was the next one in queue.
Bella.
I was the one to go.
Bella, you're going to have to go again.
Okay.
Bella, go ahead. Go ahead, Bella.
Okay, so Patty, do you want to talk about rural healthcare facilities and why the funding isn't there? Like, which topic do you want to go back to? Do you want to go back to Venezuela? Because I got points on that. Like, that's the thing is that you guys just
Wait, Haitian.
well, no, I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm trying to have a conversation. So, which conversation do you want to have? Do you want to talk about rural health? Do you want to talk about Venezuela? Or like, which one do you want to have? Because there's a lot to be had here. Like, you guys just keep on skipping over. No. I'm specifically asking Patty, which one would you rather have? Venezuela or rural health?
I really don't care because rural health is something that you might have to have a conversation with April, because I had to Google. But if you want to talk about Venezuela, baby, let's go.
All right, well, let's just go back to rural health, and it does go back to Obamacare. And what I feel like a lot of people are missing here is like,
I thought you gave me a choice.
Exactly.
I thought
Because
you chose rural health. Wait.
If you're gonna give me a choice, I told you. So when it comes to geopolitics, you can hit me in the head all day, and we're gonna fight. Now, when it comes to the medical side, you're gonna have to talk to Lisa, April, maybe Ed, but Patty.
So you want to talk about Venezuela?
My first bachelor's degree was in biology, but guess what? I didn't go nowhere with it. So
you want to talk about Venezuela?
Oh, we can talk about Venezuela, baby. But got to.
Oh, okay. All right. So now we're going back there. That's totally fine. I'm done with talking about Venezuela. My question is: it okay if I don't just go on a diatribe, but I have a conversation with Patty about Venezuela? Is that cool with everyone?
That's not.
It has to be cool with Patty.
Is that cool with you, Patty?
Well.
Okay, all right. So if we go back to Venezuela, we already know, like, obviously they have a significant unstable government. We know that a significant amount of fentanyl and other drugs have been coming into the U.S. from Venezuela since probably the late 1970s. We know that they have a lot of pirates in terms of within their own government, that there's nobody actually in charge. And so what is your biggest beef with Trump about going after essentially what is a government cartel and which cannot even sustain its own people currently or its own currency? What is your biggest beef about Trump coming after Venezuela to say, you're not going to ship your drugs into our country anymore? I want to understand it.
It's against the Constitution. It's against the law. It's against international law. We've signed treaties, right? You can't just go into a sovereign country and say, I'm going to wage war. Especially, like, if you even listen to any of you understood any of the weapons that's in most of these Central American, even South American countries are coming from the U.S. We're selling it to them.
Did we invade Venezuela? Did I miss something? Did we invade Venezuela? Did the U.S. military invade Venezuela? Did that happen?
What are you talking about? I thought you were talking about if we were to invade Venezuela.
No, I'm asking why you're mad that Trump is like, Venezuela no longer are you going to bring drugs into our country.
Maybe you didn't understand what was going on in the beginning of the conversation. I said he wants to invade Venezuela. We cannot invade Venezuela. It's not lawful.
Did he say that? Did I miss that? Is that quoted someplace?
I'm about to pull it for you real quick because
No, I don't think he ever said that. I think he said that Venezuela needs to stop. Trump doesn't even have the energy to even think about invading Venezuela. Like, I mean, defending Trump is so stupid because it's like defending my 89-year-old father. Like, it's like, this is so stupid. It's just, like, he doesn't even care. He doesn't care about Venezuela. What he does care about is the drugs coming in from Venezuela. He cares about the cartels running Venezuela, and he cares about them
put in the chat,
bringing in the fentanyl. Yeah, and the amount of fentanyl coming in from Venezuela.
Okay.
He never threatens to invade Venezuela.
Okay, Bella. I don't know what you're talking about because they just played that about him saying something. I'm trying to get to it actually, and I'm listening to this whole press conference just so I can play that.
He's never gonna say it. MSNBC just said that he said it, but he never actually said it.
Okay, let me finish what I was saying. Like when I'm talking, I allow you to talk. I tell people not to interrupt you, but then you want to do it to me. I'm not looking at MSNBC, Bella. I'm not. I'm looking at one of y'all's station. I don't know if y'all's Times Now. I'm listening to him speak. So when he says it, I'll play it. I'll stop it there because I can't rewind it and go forward. And the real interesting thing about you and the other people who want to make this argument, we have people in this country who are drug addicted.
That's why Venezuela, if you say they are, and fentanyl is coming from there, that's why they're sending it here. They're sending it here because they have a market for it. So why don't you and your president and your administration and all you people who care so much about these drug addicted people, why don't you guys go and get them off the streets, put them in rehab programs, educate them on drugs, get them physically and mentally the fuck together, so there won't be anything. So if somebody's sitting on the corner and they're selling fucking juicy fruit meatball sandwiches, I don't eat that, so I wouldn't be doing business with them at all. You do business with people where you want to do business, and they got people here in this country, lots of y'all that are drug addicted. You're addicted to all kind of shit in this country, but you try to ignore the fact that you need mental health care and you need to have yourself cleaned up off of these drugs, alcohol, drugs, whatever, right? Food, sex, whatever the fuck you're addicted to. So he's going to go up there and blow up little speedboats. Like, that's obviously going to make a difference. We don't even know what these speedboats have on them. Do you?
Hello?
I'm gonna assume that the CIA or FBI or whoever did, but Lisa, can we agree that like?
Okay, so we just
dealing
lost
with-
everything I just said.
No, I'm not. I want to ask you a serious question. Can we agree that like the drug addiction and the mental health addiction and like the mental health problems?
Mental health
this is
is
not.
not addiction.
I said the drug addictions and the mental health problems are not. They should not be down any sort of political lines. They should just be complete humanity. Do we disagree with that?
There is no humanity in this country. If it was humanity in this country, kids wouldn't be dying in school. Kids wouldn't be hungry. Schools
Oh
would be
my
up to
gosh.
par.
Oh my God.
Oh my
goodness.
Can we just acknowledge that she didn't have anything to say to what you said, Lisa.
Oh,
She
no,
came back with
I did.
She came back with a question.
Yes.
Fuck these kids.
No, can two people have a
They
conversation?
come back with questions. They never have answers.
This is the thing, is that all you guys all have is talking points. You never like conversation. Can we, Lisa?
Gazillionaire, right?
Lisa, can we have a conversation?
Bella, you don't want to have a conversation, Bella.
Okay,
No, I do.
You want to ask
Right.
questions.
Bella, you're gonna
No,
get
no,
the
I'm
questions
having a
stuff out.
conversation.
Wait,
Let me
let me have a conversation with her. And you didn't answer, you didn't respond.
You all are.
Let me have the conversation with Bella.
conversation with her.
We're almost done because this ain't gonna take all night. It's not gonna be no monologue and it's not gonna be no podcast. Because when I just told her about that, she's like, "Oh, here we go." When we start talking about children, why you? Okay, go ahead, Bill. I want to hear you keep talking.
You don't care nothing about no dead kids.
Well, here's the deal. Either we're gonna have an honest conversation, Lisa, or you're just gonna have like a whole bunch of mobsters around you who want to have another conversation. I'm happy to have a conversation with you, Lisa. I'm happy to have a conversation with Patty. But I'm not gonna do. No.
Calling people names.
I'm not gonna do.
You said monsters.
I'm not mobsters who are kicking me off. Mobsters who are kicking me off or muting me in the middle of my sentence because
Hey,
they
Mom,
want to
in
then.
the East River.
We're not gonna do that. It's me and you and Bella. There's no name calling here tonight. Seriously, I'm not having it. No name calling. None of that. Let's just have the conversation, me and you, back and forth, and we'll try to get this over within 30 to 60 seconds.
Oh, well, there's no way it's going to end in 30 to 60 seconds. Like, that's not.
You don't know.
Just allow her to, y'all have the conversation. Because, sometimes it's good to have that one-on-one so that you can let people expose themselves. So go ahead, do the one-on-one.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
I mean,
Go ahead, Bella.
there's been like 60. Which point do you want me to address, Lisa?
No, you just said when I was naming, because you said, it should be humanitarian.
Humanitarian, yes.
Yeah, humanitarian.
Because we were talking about mental illness.
And addiction.
And addiction, yes. And then you went to like children being killed.
No, because you said, let's get this conversation right. The replays are on. We were talking about the addiction. And I said, why are we so focused? If there wasn't any market for the drugs in this country, we have people on the streets like zombies in these cities, and they're not getting the help that they need. Just like the immigrants are, you guys don't want them to get emergency health care. We got our own people and probably some immigrants by now on the streets, drug addicted zombies that are up all night. I watched them. I watched them from the hospital window the other night, and I couldn't fucking believe it. I saw it with my own eyes. This young man, blonde hair, blue eyes. I thought he was tying his motherfucking shoe. I saw him over there in the corner, and I've told this story. And I just happened to glance out the window because I was recovering a patient 24 hours. And I said, okay, it's about 11 o'clock. He did something in the corner, and then he bent over. I thought he was tying his shoe. So I went on about my business. I came back an hour later. He was still there. I was like, what the fuck? And he still bent over. So I do my job, still doing my job. Come back 2 hours later. He's still there. 3 hours later, he's still there. 4 hours later, he's still there. Bent over like he was tying his shoe from his waist. Okay? Who in the fuck can do that? Drug addicted young man. Don't know how old he was, but he was definitely a young man. Had a skateboard next to him. So we got all these children and these young people, old people, I don't give a damn what the ages are, on the streets, drug addicted. And we're spending all our money, doing all kind of dumbass shit that we don't need to do, like flying generals in from all over, building a 190 square foot ballroom that nobody dances the ball anymore. Nobody does the Watusi. Nobody's doing the ball dancing anymore. But we building it on bigger than the fucking White House on the property. Just money that don't fucking make sense. We're spending and we're not taking care of our own. But you guys are all for, right? You guys are all for the vets, all for the children, all for your fucking equal gun rights, all that shit, all for the Bible. And this place looks like fucking hell with you guys in charge. So go ahead. We can have the conversation.
All right. Okay. Perfect. As long as we can have a conversation, because you just threw a whole bunch of others in there. If we can go back
to shit, Bella.
I know. Well, there's a lot of shit on your side going on too. But okay, I'm gonna ignore all of that because I actually don't care, because they're actual human conversations that we should be having, no matter what side we're on, no matter who the fuck we're voting for. And the biggest one is drugs, mental health, and safety of children always. Like, these are just like common topics that like everybody should care about. We should care about kids not getting sex trafficked. We should care about kids not getting addicted to drugs. We should care about our adults also not being addicted to drugs in order to function. And we have a serious drug addiction problem in this country that starts from the adults down to the kids. And it starts from the pharmaceutical companies. I think that where we can all come together is to realize that the pharma companies that were shooting us up with the vaxes and shooting us up with the pain meds, you have to hold on, please. Hold on.
I have never said listen to my fucking life.
April, let her land, because this is what we told we were going to do in this room. We're going to start letting people land, and then you're next. Go ahead, Bella, because I got so much. I'm not going to even address it.
No. No, I really appreciate you letting me land. But, like, literally, we do have a pharmaceutical problem in this country. We have had it since early. How long do I have? Give me and I'll create my argument. Do I have 30 seconds?
You have 30 left. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. As long as nobody interrupts me, I will land in 30 seconds. We have a significant... Jeez, y'all can't even do it. We have a significant pharmaceutical problem in this country, and the fact is that they've been not only dumping drugs into our adults and into our children and running our lives, that yes, you're talking about there are all sorts of things going on. We are misdiagnosing people just to give them drugs. Like, that's been going on forever. And I'm sorry, to all of the leftists, but the COVID vax was a bunch of bullshit, and everybody who never got it on the other side will tell you it was a bunch of bullshit. So there's that. You are just supporting the pharmaceutical companies. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop being a pharmaceutical stop being a pharmaceutical nation that bows to pharmaceutical companies, which is also on the other side of what you were talking about earlier with the illegal healthcare, or even our healthcare. That is the biggest problem. That is what's driving. That is what is driving up our healthcare costs. Like, we are on checklists as to what to prescribe and what to cut out. That is our healthcare system in the United States, which used to be the best healthcare system in the world. And you know what killed it? Obamacare. Now come on at me, bitches. Let's go. Let's go. That's what killed it. Somebody just tried to take out my father-in-law's colon last week. They literally, he fit the checklist. He told them no thank you. We told them no thank you. They were like, we're taking out your colon. We had to threaten them. We got him out of the hospital. He went to the Cleveland Clinic. The Cleveland Clinic doctor said, like, no, he was not supposed to have his colon removed for these conditions. We are in a, we're in,
30 seconds is up. I told you
She's gone everywhere. Come on. No,
I'm gonna land.
You ain't never
gonna
gonna
land.
land, girl. You've been circling this airport for an hour now.
That's a good place to land. Okay, so everyone in the room, I'm gonna let my Miss April go, and then I'm after her. Go ahead, Miss April.
Lisa, I don't even know where to start, and I'm not even going to address that. So let's just move forward. Let's just move forward, because there's no need to answer all that.
Okay, so I need to.
Go ahead,
next time I see Merck and J&J executives, I'm gonna go up and first I'm gonna kiss them on the lips, and then I'm gonna buy them a drink, because any of you all who have been in this room and have been in pain, who've had surgery, who've had whatever chronic illness, critical illness, okay, and there's no pain medication for you, God help you. God help you. Next time you break your leg, next time you're in a car accident, next time you need surgery, we can do it without anesthesia. Just cut you the fuck open and start pulling out your organs. Let's see how well you do without pain medication. Y'all out there with hypertension, blood pressure, 192 over 112, whatever the fuck it is. You out there with high cholesterol, with your arteries seizing up and clogging up. You out there with diabetes type 1, 2, right? Who, if you type 1, you need your insulin. If you type 2, you need your Ozempic so you can lose weight, Mounjaro, whatever else
we'll tell you,
they got on the market right now. Those of you who are out there who got all these other problems taking prescribed medication, when you open up your cabinet in the bathroom, shit's out, and you need it to survive, okay? Even to the point where you got a cold and you go and get OTCs, over the counters, and you need it for your congestion, your runny nose, your headache, your fever. Remember Bella, who's trying to get rid of these companies. Now, no one's shooting you up for Merck. No one's telling you to go get your Oxy out of your mom's cabinet and start using it. None of those people are doing that. That is there for a reason. Your psych meds. You know what I'm saying? All these medications are there in place to help you live longer. That's why we got 80-year-olds driving around and running to the back of my car, because they're living longer. People are living longer with the health pharmaceuticals. Y'all know it, and I know it. You can argue the point, addiction to narcotics is very easy. You know why? Because you like the way it makes you feel. It takes you out of the pain realm. And then some of you guys who already have addicted personalities to begin with, you take them when you don't need it. And it's not the drug company's fault. We need these things to be able to function in the hospital. So when you come to the hospital and you're in pain and whatever, oh, well, Bella said, you don't need pain medication. Go on about your business, right? It's so crazy that we can have these conversations. You're not blaming yourself. You're blaming the pharmaceutical companies. Do they charge too much? Yes. Do they go to the doctor's office and give them samples and ask them to try this and this product? Yes. But these companies have saved lives, okay? Saved lives. When you're having a cardiac arrest, all those medications that we're giving you come from the same pharmaceutical companies, right?
Lisa, can I ask you one question?
No.
I'm not allowed to ask you one question.
God, I didn't ask you none.
Yes,
so I'm gonna land. No, I did not. So I let you. Did I ask her anything while she was going
ask her a goddamn thing. She doesn't.
So I'm gonna land. I'm gonna land, and even to the minor things about your own children, that you'd have to give your child certain medication. OTCs are made by drug companies that you give your kids for fevers. Right?
Wow.
You go to the dentist to have your fucking teeth pulled and cleaned, and they got to go under them gums and give you maybe some lidocaine. Those are drug companies.
Maggots don't have teeth, Lisa. What are you talking about?
Well, whatever. It's just insane. We can have the conversation about how we need to maybe reduce prices. They already go try to get some a narcotic from a doctor now. After surgery, 15 pills they're going to give you. And then you come in there and talk about you still in pain, they're going to be like, that's your problem, because I'm having my license put on the line for trying to help you stay out of pain. Am I right or wrong, people who are in this room?
Lisa, what am I going through right now with my son?
Exactly. 100%.
Doctor,
I don't give you more than 15 fucking pills. Trying to get rid of...
All right, so fuck you for calling me a dum-dum. I don't know who just called me a dum-dum, but I'm not a dum-dum.
You called everybody.
That's crazy.
You called everybody.
It's crazy. I'm asking. No, I asked to have an honest conversation. No, you guys aren't respectable at all. You guys don't have.
You don't either.
No, it's not your house, Bella. You don't do that in your family.
We all called you that. That's what all of us did. We all called you dumb.
Okay, so there we go. I'm not going to keep preaching, because I'm not trying to do a podcast or preach about health care. But y'all just wait and see. These dangerous people are going to have us all laid out somewhere. 100%.
They ain't going to have my ass laid out, because I'm getting the fuck away from these people. She is another example.
Aspirin, you guys. Tylenol.
She's another example. She
Tylenol.
all kind of shit.
Aspirin.
Okay? She don't want nobody else to have it. That's how they are.
Aleve, Advil. We just started the basics. Okay, what I'm saying? Tylenol for children, chewable Tylenol, fever reduction,
Take her
antacids.
Lisa. Take her
fucking, not only that, when you can't fucking poo. All this shit is made by pharmaceutical companies. They're not made in Andy Griffin's backyard, in a bucket. These are made by pharmaceutical people. The discussion can be had if you guys feel that there should be some guidelines. Let's talk about guidelines. But as far as saying that they're the ones who are killing America, no, America's killing America. You need this shit, right? We do need this shit. The pill, the after something pill that you take when you don't want to get all that shit behind that counter.
The blue chew.
Your damn blue chews and shit. All of that is pharmaceuticals. When you go to the pharmacy, all that shit behind that cabinet is coming from pharmaceutical companies, right? So I don't want to hear it, Bella. I really don't. And you'll be the first one in the ER suffering from a fucking TIA or cardiac arrest. And I'm going to tell you, you know what? Go outside and drink some apple juice, because all the medication that we need to save your motherfucking life in that crash cart came from a fucking pharmaceutical company, ma'am. Reduced price. Okay, so let's. What else is on your agenda?
Chad, her crying.
Man, it's so funny to talk to people who are railing against pharmaceutical companies who have no idea throughout their normal, regular day. I mean, not just one day, every day, who are using something that is made by pharmaceuticals.
Thank you. Your inhaler for your fucking asthma. The inhaler, the stuff that you use in case you take too much, is pharmaceutical. Just fucking, what is the stuff for bee stings? All that shit. Benadryl. Every fucking thing. The stuff you take for your constipation. All that all of that is coming from pharmaceuticals. What?
So Lisa, can you at least talk about, okay, the scale of the good things they've done outweigh the bad, but that's been issues. If you look at Monsanto and you look at talcum, I mean, there has been issues with pharmaceuticals that people have.
Did you say talcum? Just wait and see. You say talcum?
Yeah, like the baby powder, Johnson & Johnson. I mean, Bayer makes. I mean, their companies. They have other products. Okay, so I guess people don't understand that these companies like Purdue Pharma makes OxyContin, right? We don't know that. I mean, are we? Let's have a. You want to talk? Let's have a serious.
Whoa! What is wrong with oxycodone?
Because it's addictive.
Okay, so you know what, Amari? Don't get hurt. Don't have surgery. Don't have anything wrong where you have such pain on a scale of 0 to 10. I'm gonna give you a Fruit Loop and let you suck on it. You understand me? So the next time you go to surgery, you tell them you want no pain medication. Period. And you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna cut your motherfucking if they decide to do it, cut your motherfucking ass open. Because even the local anesthesia, that if they decide to do a local case, that came from the fucking pharmaceuticals. So when you fucking have extreme pain, 10 plus or more, or narcotics are made for a reason, tell them you don't want none. Go home with your fucking femur hanging out your leg. Don't come back bothering us with your bullshit. Go wrap this shit up in get those two of those tampons, put them on either side of your motherfucking leg, and wrap it with some paper towels. Just keep your ass out of the emergency room where we're trying to help you.
So I wasn't talking about that. What I'm talking about is the Purdue Pharma, the lawsuit. You do know that they pleaded guilty to 20 federal criminal charges.
That first, Amari. You said Monsanto.
So if you look at the makers, and again, I saw Quinn's comment in the chat, which is ridiculous. We know Johnson & Johnson is considered a pharmaceutical. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, this is the part where
Johnson makes pharmaceuticals. Yes, he does.
So the part you guys want to
Monsanto. He said Monsanto.
But you want to jump.
Okay, so Monsanto. Let's go to Monsanto.
But you want to jump on because anybody that's different than opinion, want to jump down that throat.
It's when you're wrong, not a different opinion. It's when you're wrong.
The talcum powder.
Yes.
Was there an issue? Yes.
Yes, it was. It was an issue. Talcum powder. Yes, sir.
So
people were using talcum powder in the wrong areas. I don't think they advertised to put we were doing that, and black women were doing that too. But they paid the price for it.
They paid
they did, but they didn't design it for it to be going in our panties.
But let's not act like these firms are like.
But that's what we were doing. So they paid the price. So when Tesla. You can't open the fucking doors after you in a car accident. They paying for that shit too.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about surgery.
I'm telling you, I'm saying that every company that goes through some shit, they have to pay for having stuff not designed properly, for not having lead in toys, for having talcum powder that you're putting in your undies, and now it's giving you cervical cancer. There are companies that run into these situations, and then they have to pay for it because medicine is not an exact science. Neither is pharmaceutical. That's why they say doctors are practicing medicine, because it changes every day. Something comes up, something changes. The way you do a particular surgery has been advanced. We're no longer doing it like that. We no longer do open prostatectomies. If possible, they do it robotically. It's going to keep changing. It's going to keep evolving. It's going to keep growing. Mistakes are going to be made because they're humans practicing it. Right? I guess when AI gets here, it won't be no mistakes, so they say. But until then, they're human beings that are practicing medicine. And that's how that shit goes.
It is very dangerous when you say
hanging out your leg. Why are you... Oh, God. Okay, what was the next conversation? I'm way left. Go ahead.
You don't know Roundup.
Yeah, it's not a medication.
It's pharmaceutical. They don't
do you know who
put
make it?
Roundup down your throat for
Yeah, but it's not a medication though.
But hold on, we're not talking about that. We're talking about companies that are in the business for
You
profit.
said pharmaceutical
All
companies.
companies are in the business for profit.
Even non-profits on the fucking business for profit.
Okay, I was talking about all the mods are talking at once, so let me go on mute.
Go ahead, Lisa. Go ahead, Lisa.
No,
This is
I'm going
crazy.
on mute because we're all
Yeah,
talking at once.
Yeah, Amari, seriously, Amari, to make a comment that dumb is crazy.
It wasn't a dumb comment.
Hold on, Amari, hold on.
You just say you didn't understand, or maybe I didn't explain myself.
Amari, hold on a second, bro. Hold on. Even non-profits have to make profit at the end of the day. Because they're not going to have any fucking donors to donate if they're not sustainable, right? So I'm confused how you say the dumbass comment you made. But again, Roundup, Monsanto, is not a motherfucking vitamin. It's not a medication.
We're not just talking about. We're talking about the companies.
We were talking about pharmaceutical, bro.
No, but and then when I brought up Tesla, you said we're not talking about that.
When did we talk about Tesla today?
We are talking about companies.
I don't need no one to talk to me, Omar.
That's what we're talking about.
You don't tell me when to talk or not to talk.
Yeah, but I don't need you to criticize me.
I know you want a green bean so bad. I know you want a green bean so bad.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He can't stand
Not
right.
true.
But Mark,
No, he
you
doesn't.
can acknowledge anytime I speak or say something, he starts his shit.
It's not about you being wrong. It's just
you're wrong. When you can't acknowledge that you're wrong, then you lose credibility, and then they give you the smoke. Just say, no, you're right. Monsanto isn't related to pharmaceuticals. I shouldn't have said that. And then
I did
it
say
wouldn't be
that.
on your ass.
And I said that just like right before I got cut off by April. I said, okay, maybe I explained it
your motherfucking
and I
ass
apologize. Okay, so what I'm talking about, just so I can re-tee this back up, is I'm talking about these companies, right? You're right, Lisa. These companies make drugs that actually are saving people lives. People are living longer. You are correct. These companies, pharmaceutical companies, are doing great things. And you're right, they're human. And they're going to be mistakes made. But what I'm hearing is it's just like this, they're perfect, and that's what I'm hearing as someone that's listening on the stage.
No,
they're not making mistakes.
That. You never heard
I'm just telling you what I'm hearing. What I'm saying is,
Your
let me finish.
comprehension is off there, bro.
But
Comprehension is off.
Okay, then that's fine. But I'm telling you, it's my comprehension, right? What I'm hearing, and I'm just here watching the Milwaukee, the game, and I'm listening. I'm like, why are they making it seem like these pharmaceutical companies, all these companies, are just this great? So amazing and so perfect. And that's what I was hearing. And if I'm wrong, I stand back. And that's what I took away, and I land with
hear
that.
something interesting, Maury?
No one said
interesting. I didn't even take the COVID shot, Maury. But I don't have to talk shit about anyone who chose to take it. You guys are fucking weird, man.
And not only that, no one even espoused that the companies were perfect. No one said that.
Nobody.
And many people in the medical field, we for many know that no, they're not perfect. We know that stuff comes with, you have to pay a price sometimes for the stuff that you use. God. Go ahead, Quinn. I'm sorry.
That was me. I said, we do have to acknowledge this because I don't think anybody has said this. But actually, that's not true. Omar, you said this. Most of the companies, you choose to isolate on the 2 to 3% of problems that these companies have and just completely ignore the 97% success rates that they have. I don't understand that.
I'm just talking about the companies.
Truly the point of that? Because what I just said is motherfucking true. That's true. Why do you choose to isolate? And you won't do this with not just this kind of thing, but everything that you do. Why? Why? Please answer this. Why do you choose to isolate on the 3% of things that are a problem and just completely ignore the 97%? Why do you do that? What is your point in doing that? Sensibly, as a smart person, why do you do that? I'd like to know.
So I did address Lisa's point, and I said they do a lot of great things. But let's say that 3%, that 3% has caused a lot of issues. So I'm not saying that you're downplaying the 3% of people who have been hurt by these companies, but I'm not trying to be a contrarian. I'm just talking about what I was hearing, and what I was hearing from when Bella was talking and others were talking that would maybe had a different point of view, that people were trying to not have a conversation, but it was more like talk down to them like they were stupid. And that's what I was hearing.
She didn't make, I wouldn't even use her as a reference. She made no good points. Bella doesn't have the first idea what she's talking about at all. She's speaking from her knowledge extending from TikTok or fucking YouTube or wherever she's getting the stupid that she's sharing with everybody else. She made no good points. I wouldn't even reference her if you even consider yourself a remotely smart person. But you choose to isolate the 3%. That's not me dismissing what happens. That's science at work, homie. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is going to be perfect because we are all the litmus. We are the litmus test. We are the reason why things don't always work all the time. Because we're different. If you can get something to work 97% of the time, do you know how fucking fantastic that is? That is success beyond success, bro. Nothing is 100%. Not one thing except the fact that you're going to die. That's it. That's the only thing that's guaranteed. So when you say that, and even after I gave that long explanation, you still focused on the 97%. I mean, you still focused on the 3%. We didn't dismiss that.
I said you're right. I opened it up and said you're correct. The 97% is great. And I just think we just, sometimes I feel like we come to argue. You know, I feel like when even what I said, you know, you get called dumb, you get called stupid. Even if you could say something that's accurate, right? You know, I see Alexander was in, I was talking, you know, a couple of weeks about something, and then she went and did the research, and then people kind of say, oh, you were right. You know, I was called dumb when you look at Hakeem's picture and know that's a fake picture. I was called dumb in the beginning, and then people realized it was a fake picture. Then people say, well, that still doesn't take away. It's almost like no matter what I say, regardless if I'm right or wrong, or any other people who are on my side, you're gonna get called stupid.
Amari, brother, honestly, I don't know what situation you're talking about. I can't vouch for that. I'm telling you that on this, and this is what I've heard you do myself. I'm not talking about anything Alexander did or anybody else did. I'm talking about what I hear you do. And just like last night, I don't need to reference any of those things. I'm just saying that in this argument, it is obvious, like you have medical professionals on the stage, and without thinking through what you are saying, you're just blathering and saying things without the consideration of how offensive that might be. When people are caring for people, who don't even care. Like this is what two of these women on the stage, at least that I know, made a living. They care for people each day to try to make sure that people have no pain and that they make it through whatever it is that they're enduring.
I didn't discount that. Come on now, like
no, I'm not. But when you say things, but when you say things like what you're saying, that is offensive. You don't realize how offensive it is. You see, literally, Lisa just went into this entire diatribe of the medicine that is provided by pharmaceutical companies that literally help people, that help her do her job.
That was my intention. So my intention.
It may not have been your intention, and that's where it comes across. You have to think through the things that you're saying.
So you heard that I was trying to. You know, I'm being.
I didn't. I just said to you that maybe you weren't trying to do that. I'm still saying
it to you that way.
It didn't come off to just me like that. I'm telling you what you just heard the woman say to you. She was giving you a diatribe.
Yeah, but see how we're coming through again through different points of view, and that's fine. That's fine.
I don't think so. I don't think it's a different point of view because they have an informed point of view and you don't.
That's true.
Those aren't points of view.
Yeah, they are Smedes. I'll give them that. And I'm not trying to, again, my apologies, Lisa and April, anyone else in the audience in the group. What I say, I'll go to you 99.99% of the time. My reference is only when I was listening as a listener without her, and I felt like it wasn't a conversation, and that's all. And I'll land with that.
But people do this with that, and Bella was doing the same thing. She's just a little more entitled than you are. But the bottom line is you can't say that. Well, listen, you can say whatever you want. You just can't be offended at the response, especially when 3 or 4 people say, "Hey, that's stupid. You're stupid," because it's pattern. You can't take offense to that, brother. I know being called stupid is probably not fun, but you got to admit to some degree you earn it. You kind of earn that. Because if you just say things off the cuff and you don't think about them, people are going to come off the mic and say, "Hey, stupid, shut up."
He apologized already.
I'm explaining to him because he does this all the time, Sloan. But yeah, that's all I want. That's all I was saying.
So I just want to agree with. Oh, she's gone. Bella's gone. Okay.
Yeah,
I want to agree with. There is a problem in this country. Prescription drug use is the nation's fastest growing drug problem, and has been classified as an epidemic by the CDC and prevention. And I agree with that. But we cannot just sit up here and blame the drug companies for supplying these drugs that we do need. If there was not a need for painkillers, there wouldn't be a market for them, right? We're going to always need painkillers. I'm thinking, I have a headache just talking to you guys. But the number one by far, what is the number one abused drug? Anybody know? By far.
Say that one again.
What is the number one abused drug by far in this country?
Alcohol, weed, I don't know.
Alcohol.
Fentanyl.
It's
alcohol for sure, yeah.
100%. And I don't see nobody standing up like, we got to get rid of this tequila. We got to get rid of these Coronas. We got to get rid of these. Not one time. From nobody. From the government, not from y'all. Here trying to talk about how the drug companies are destroying us and killing us. Alcohol, by far, the number one abused drug, substance abuse in the United States. So let's go back to prohibition. How about that? Anybody down for prohibition? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to go to an alcohol-free country.
After tonight, that's cool.
You talk about people marching and tearing shit up. You try to take away alcohol, which is served everywhere with your food, in people's homes, at bars. I mean,
Shit, they kept the
fucking plane.
They kept the store open during COVID because they couldn't have people going cold turkey. That's how bad it is.
Yes.
But you don't hear none of these people crying about the scourges of liquor. Not one cry do you hear from the. I don't know why they people have liquor.
Dr.
These distillers, they talk about these distillers like they're perfect, and they're not.
More than tobacco, y'all. And I knew that already, but I wanted to make absolutely sure. That's why I was asking the MAGAs. We need, in this country, to start establishing, almost like 7-Elevens and Starbucks, drug treatment centers that you can walk in and get help for your fentanyl, coke, I don't even know all the drugs that are out there. So many drugs out there, right? And alcoholism. They need to be on every corner. And in the same building, once you get that shit straightened out, go get your mental health together. Because I'll be waiting on when I won't be on the alcohol drug side. Just going in there and being able to talk to a counselor is a good thing. It is a very good thing because there's a lot of people who are suffering and stressing with mental health problems. And it doesn't have to be like crazy. It just has to be like, you need to be able to talk and to vent and to straighten things out so you won't end up in front of somebody's school, in front of somebody's job, trying to go in and shoot your girlfriend. All that's mental health. All that shit is mental health. Being abusive to your children, don't know how to shut the fuck up on Clubhouse. It's just all mental health. So I'm going to land and let you guys have it, but I see Bella's gone and Mike P is gone, so we're just about down to number one abuse people.
That's super funny.
100%. And I don't see nobody standing up like we got. Okay, so we were trying to find the breaking news of what's happening, you guys, and we got all off. We just went loony crazy the other way. Welcome to the 420. You guys, thanks for coming. We're going to reset the room because we got completely off. We were trying to do the Trump thing. It was a good conversation, though. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did. If you have a pink ticket down the bottom, cash the pink ticket in by pressing join up at the top, and you'll be part of this crew, the Motley crew. We meet every single night in the 420 and in Politically Correct. So let me go ahead and see if I can play this. Anybody else have any breaking news? Because we're trying to get to Venezuela. Trump's trying to start a war with Venezuela, but anybody have any breaking news?
Nah, it was a slow news day.
It's always good to refresh the Epstein files. Mike Johnson is now facing bipartisan heat over the Epstein file vote. They're saying he's stalling the vote right now. So I'll put the link in the chat.
Oh my God, and we'll try to see if we can get anything on that, on Mike and that.
They also denied, the courts denied Gasoline's, appeal. Her appeal, they denied it.
Wow.
So her only, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, phone.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so her only recourse now is the presidential pardon, which she may likely get.
Well, and then also he said this today that he was going to, that Diddy had asked him for one as well, as Trump for a pardon.
Give it to him because he'll pay him for it.
What is it
How much is that
they
gonna
say
cost?
about the
Doesn't
company?
matter. He's got money. He'll pay him.
You ever heard that saying about the company you keep? Stranger and stranger.
Or maybe he'll get, never mind. Maybe they can go into business with baby oil, since they all into these young women. They can all both go into business together. So
They said Johnson and Johnson stock was chosen to be one of the stock.
and what?
They make the baby.
What?
They make the baby.
Oh, okay.
My God, what is it with you and finances? It's just like crazy.
That's why I have you. I don't understand why I have to be thinking about that. That's why I have you. That's funny as hell. So, because of the shutdown, air traffic controllers are called in sick.
That is not good.
Because they're not getting paid. And so
They're
why would
not,
they
and that's
work?
too fucking stressful to be trying to land y'all fat
No
asses in the
way
air.
in hell I'm doing that without paycheck. I'm just my ass on it. I don't give a shit who goes up, who comes down.
That's true. You can circle the
I
airport
can
and
tell people they don't work without pay. You know, they have the National Guard, Lisa. You know, they have the Guard. All these places they send in the Guard, they have to work without pay too. And they can't go home and work their regular jobs to keep their family eating. So they're getting fucked and their families getting fucked. So I don't know how eager they are to guard all this shit they being told to guard. Because I fucking sure wouldn't be. I don't give a damn.
And that's a real problem. That's
I saw in the news tonight.
Royal, you next.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
No, go ahead, Sonia, baby, go
I
ahead.
saw in the news tonight. Burbank Airport.
I was just about to say it.
Okay, go ahead and say it. Yeah.
Okay. FAA reports staffing issue at airports as government shutdown continues. Listen to this, and then you come out, Royal, because I know you want to talk about this. There were no air traffic controllers expected at the tower at Hollywood Burbank Airport in Los Angeles. Zero. Have you guys been to Burbank?
No, but let me tell you. No, let me say what I was going to say about that.
Okay.
The freaking pilots got on one radio frequency and were saying, okay, I'm about to come in for a landing. Okay, then I'll wait. Okay. They were doing like the whole freaking Barney Fife thing. Yes. That is so dangerous.
More than dangerous. More than dangerous. Because the pilots, you guys know about this, right? So when you're coming, I always I'm like, Royal, go ahead, Royal. I'll tell this later. Go ahead, I want to hear you speak, Royal.
might be on mute if he's talking, brother.
No, this app's been giving you kind of crazy. Like, I'll try to hit mine, and then sometimes it won't come on either.
Yeah.
Oh, he came off mute now. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, but his face is not like that. We know how the ring goes around your face when you're talking.
He just gotta leave, come back.
Yeah, you might have to go out and come leave and come back.
Oh man, Royal, what does he hear what you had to say?
I'll come back.
Okay, so if there are any air traffic controllers, please come up to the stage, because we all know, all of us who fly a lot, I like to watch the route, okay? And we all know that the airplane is being handed off, depending on where you are across the country, from to the stations that are in the middle of nowhere. Okay, they're being handed off to controllers that are in that part that are tracking them, and then once you get closer in to your destination, you're being picked up by the actual tower that's at the airport. All of us know that, right? So for the pilots, they don't know what airplanes are in the sky at what time. I know they can see, I know they can communicate or whatever, but have you guys noticed how many, go to Flight Tracker, it will scare the hell out of you, how many airplanes are up in the sky at one fucking time. Just go look at it. If you don't have Flight Tracker, it's like thousands and thousands of airplanes are up in the sky. So nobody was in the tower at Hollywood Burbank Airport in Los Angeles?
Yes, and they all got on one radio frequency to coordinate who would land first. And yes, how is that? Yeah.
So who's controlling us taking off then?
Like, I don't think it was doing that. I don't think they did it for takeoff. I think they only did it to come in and land. Because it happened in the middle of the day that all of a sudden there were no controllers.
So they were directing them.
Yes,
Wow.
Deborah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like how the truckers get on the breaker 19 up next. That's what they were doing.
Wow.
That's good.
That's scary.
It happened between 4 p.m. and 9:59. It's dark at 9:59. Can you fucking see me over here? Breaker 12, JetBlue. I'm over here. It's like, that's fucking crazy. Well, I'm American Airlines. I start with an A. I should land first. What? What the fuck are you talking about? I've been in the air coming from Singapore for 24 hours. I need to land. It's just like, are you serious right now? I have very limited fuel. I need to land. That's crazy.
It's great. It's what it is great, because now the pilots can do two jobs, hon, and they should work harder, right? So, you know, those air traffic control, they are far away from the news, Lisa. Come on. Do we
Yeah,
really
there's a
need
few.
them?
Yeah.
My ass ain't going to Vegas in November. Fuck that.
Girl, yeah, a lot. A lot.
Yeah,
So they
remember
said,
why this is happening.
yes,
Let's
Dark.
remember why this is happening. It's because the pedophile in chief wants to go and make us believe that the Democrats want to go and fund illegal immigrant health care when there is nowhere in their demands that says that. All the Democrats want to do is give back Medicare funded, ACA funding for tens of millions of Americans, even if it's at the expense of tax cuts for the rich. That's all. Just wanted to remind everybody why we're here.
Thank you.
Now, Dark, you know you can't even, you know that argument doesn't hold water. Come on, America's great again. We're great.
We're great.
Sadly, it doesn't. I mean, if you look at polling right now, 15% more people on average in states blame the Republicans and Trump for this, and that's in swing states. Independents even more so.
Yep.
We're fucked.
I'm an independent. Yep. So listen, so one source told NBC News that some of the air traffic will be handled for LA out of San Diego by TrackCon. So TrackCon should be able to handle that because they can actually see the planes in the air, but that's absolutely crazy. Wow. while, and then they asked Burbank Airport for a response, and they did not respond to this report. It just says, please check your airline before arriving at the airport for possible updates, possible delays, and cancellations. Okay, Newark is always. I don't like Newark. Don't fly to Newark.
Well, you know, this might be so that Elon can manage the air traffic himself somehow. I fucking don't know.
Wait, did you say we're going back to 1981? Is that what you said? Good.
I literally canceled air travel that I was going to do tomorrow because of this shit. Because of this exact fucking thing. I didn't even know about the the unmanned thing. So thank you for educating me. I appreciate that. I actually I'm not traveling tomorrow.
It just saved your life, Aaron. It just saved your life.
Oh, possibly. I don't know. I'm like, I know.
And it's really funny too, you guys, because the MAGAs don't see nothing wrong in America. They think we're swimmingly along. And this is, if it was under any other president, if all this was going on under the Obama, this would be, look at this Negro in this White House. Look at all this shit got going on. Fires everywhere. But all he can talk about today in this press conference that I have on hold is how Washington D.C. is all cleaned up now. He did it. Everything is about him. I did this. It's never been done like this before. I stopped the wars. I did this. I did that. I got the peace treaty going on in Gaza.